What's up, Cowboys Nation? We are live. We are live. What is going on? Captain Rob is in the house, bruh. I missed you.
Man,
What's
we
going
back.
on, man?
What's up, man? We back. We back. We back on a
Yeah.
strong week. Let's go.
Hey, man, it's always good for when you come in here. You know, we be winning. Be a lot of good energy for the good and for the bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm always appreciative of you coming into the JC Lounge. I got my little drink, bro. I got some Jack and Coke. I had to switch it up today.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. I don't think I'm drinking today.
Yeah, it's all good.
It was a long weekend. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Let me put on a nice little smooth beat, bro. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you already know how we used to get down, man, when we first started these live streams, man. But definitely want to start off this show. Shout out to Dak Prescott, bro. Shout out to him. Feels so good to see that this player going up in there and stepping up, regardless if we lost to teams like the Eagles. He went out there. He's so poised. He's not listening to the media. He's understanding the talent that he has. Not saying that it's perfect, but the thing is, when you have a player that's stepping up like him, you're throwing for 4 touchdowns, you're rushing for 1 touchdown, a total of 5 touchdowns, and I think it was a 74.3 completion percentage, over 400 yards, bro. That is fireworks. When you have a quarterback like that, bro, and he's not trying to be not try to do too much, but just take his time. It's so dangerous having a quarterback like that, bro. You can run a big time juggernaut offense, bro.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I haven't been on since the San Fran game. You know, I'm pretty much just got over that. You know what I'm saying? So, but ever since the San Fran game, Dak has been balling, and he's finally using his athleticism. Right?
Yeah.
I heard a stat today that 80% of big plays come from off scripted plays. You know what I mean? Outside the pocket, moving your feet. You know what I'm saying? You do what you got to do, and that's where big plays are coming from. And Dak's balling lately. Even that Eagles loss, he performed really well. He left some throws out there, but you know what I'm saying, he's still performing really well right now.
Yeah, that's the good thing, man. And like I said, man, I mean, just not getting caught up into all the media. I mean, so many people talk so much trash when it comes down to Dak Prescott, but just having so much talent around you, he understands the type of offense he has, but it's up to Mike McCarthy to put him in position. The good thing about having a guy like Dak Prescott with Mike McCarthy said that he wants him to play free. You know what I'm saying? So being able to do that matters on and off the field, bro. Because off the field, you can get Jalen Tolbert together. You can get the Martavis Bryants. We're going to talk about him. But little things like that, he can explain things, converse with these guys, all the wide receivers, the tight ends. So by the time they get on the field, these guys know what to do. The chemistry is there, and they can get things going, bro. But I'm definitely glad to see, him being able to step up like that.
And you know what? Like, we were saying this in the beginning of the year too. We wanted the Dink and Dak back and like conservative offense back, to cut down his interceptions. But I was like, no, I need Dak to play free. Like, I don't need him playing conservative. Like, we need to open up this offense. We have the players to do it. You know what I'm saying? You saw Brandon Cooks finally break out. Yeah, it was against the poor New York Giants. That's a bad football team. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, they're still an NFL team, man. You still got to take advantage of your spots. And it's not like we beat them by 7. Like, we drop another 49 on them. Come on, man. Like, that's no other good team in the league is blowing out teams like this.
That's what
our margin of victories are huge.
And it's so crazy, bro, because I'm gonna piggyback off of that. Like, you got to understand, man, that this is the NFL. You can't take any of these guys lightly. All these positions, from the wide receivers, the cornerbacks, the quarterbacks, these guys are the best they were at one point the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's not always about the athletes. It's about scheme. All that stuff matters. But the thing is, you cannot take these guys lightly. Yes, we do have their number. It's a division game, but it's just good to see them, because when you're playing against a team 2 years in a row, 2 times a year, they kind of know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? They know your tendencies. They know what Dak Prescott is going to do. So just switching things up and just staying even keeled and just believing in the offense, that's always good, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I love to see the competitive games like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of if you beating them down like that.
And we beat them down.
Yeah, it was big time. Hey, shout out to the Lunatic. He said, do you remember when the Big Blue fans were yapping before week 1 game and how they were going to challenge Dallas this year? They are real quiet after that second beatdown. I know, right?
I was one Giants fan all year.
Yeah.
What happened? Tommy DeVito's.
Yeah, it's crazy because shout out to my guy Andre. He actually comes on the show and stuff. He's a Giants fan. I got a couple friends that's Giants fans. So I mean, look, hey, if you're not good, you got to figure out ways to try to get yourself in position. Their quarterback situation, there's problems. Offensive line is just it's more about the chemistry, like understanding what the defensive linemen are doing. We stunt in so many different angles that you have to be on top of it, not just being strong, not just being completely physical. You got to have that high IQ and I mean peripheral vision, you know what I'm saying? Because these guys on our defensive line, they'll get after you so quickly and blow off timing. And you know what our cornerbacks are doing, you know what I'm saying? They taking the ball, bro. You know what I mean?
Taking the ball. And it's not even really Micah too, man. It's everybody else, right? This probably what up, Mike?
Yeah, shout out to Mike. What's good, Mike?
Yeah. Speaking of Michael, Michael hasn't really been having the season I thought he was gonna have, but our defense is playing well around him, playing well enough. You know, we just need them. We just need to come through in the big games, you know, against Philly and San Fran and whatnot. But that's neither here nor there right now. So.
Yeah. That's why I say, you know, usually, you know, when you got Dan Quinn and you know these guys are bringing in so many people, Will McClay, all this defensive talent, guys like Marquise Bell, a lot of these players, the cornerbacks and all that good stuff. Micah Parsons doesn't have to overdo things. You know, you don't want to get him to the point where when you get to November, when you get to December and he's injured, you know what I'm saying? That's why they was talking about him tacking on 5 more pounds throughout the season so he can go against these tackles, you know what I'm saying? So when you get to December, you know, his body can be right. I'm not sure if he gained those 5 pounds, but we've been seeing him at that linebacker position. We've been seeing him all over the ball. I like that chess piece, bro. You know what I'm saying? Play that queen on the chess piece, on the chessboard.
And I kind of want to see him, especially getting late into the season, into the playoffs, and the big games coming up. I want to see him play a little bit more traditional linebacker, especially in running situations, because that just gets another one of our defensive ends on the field. Like it gets Sam Williams on the field more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it helps us against the run, which is our skill, right? Marquise Bell's playing really well, but he's still 210, right? You can't coach that up right now. Right.
Oh, you said who now, bro? Okay, what'd you say?
So Marquise Bell's still 210, and he's playing very well. But at the same time, you know, against these big run teams, San Fran and Philly. Anytime I talk about teams that you know gives a problem, it's always San Fran and Philly. So it's like I want Micah to play a little bit more linebacker in run situations, and then you know rush the passer, you know, when it's that time. But I think that's just gonna help us out. In that, because we're thin at the linebacker position right now, right? And putting him back there will get Sam Williams.
Rashawn Evans was there last night too. I don't know if you peeped that, Rob, but he was there.
But we're still, if it's Rashawn Evans and Marquise Bell at our linebackers with Vander Esch out right now, we're thin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think Micah Parsons just being the actual chess piece back there. I think it's gonna help us out in the long term.
See, the good thing is when you have that type of versatility to play that linebacker position, to be able to play that pass rushing position, when you do have injuries, even though we don't want that to happen, but Leighton Vander Esch, hopefully he can be able to get his body right. But I was saying on my last live stream that, you know, football is, well, life is bigger than football. If your body is not there, if you're not being able to get healthy, it's a bang position. You know, I played linebacker all my life, bro. You've played bang positions as well, Captain Rob. It ain't no joke, bro. It ain't no joke. And especially this was high school, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you're going up against these NFL players, like I said, these guys are the best at their position. You got to make sure you're healthy, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about your neck and your spine. But I mean,
especially when you're talking about your neck and your head. Exactly.
Yeah, man, that's a big deal. All it takes is one hit, and then next thing you know, you're doing that all for the team. I got you, dog. But, you know, there's life after football, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I think with him, bro, if he can be able to get back, I think that will, you know, just boost more confidence in the linebacker run, bro. Especially having a guy like Rashawn Evans on board now.
Right. It's funny too. I was talking to my boy and his brother plays semi-pro, and he's like 30. He's probably like $190 at most, but he plays linebacker. And I was like, man, I can still play, I can still play a little bit. And then like the next Sunday, I saw like 2 dudes go down some neck injuries. I think Van Esch is one of them. And I was like, I don't think so. You ain't paying me millions of dollars to get my neck broke like that now.
Yeah, facts. There ain't no way, bro. Hey, shout out to my man, the Lunatic, man. What's up, dog? He said Mozzie had some flashes. Rashad Evans had some plays. This is a great preseason game, number 4, that counts in the standings. Yeah, to see, the thing is, man, when you see Mozzie, it's going to take time, man. I've been saying it for a very, very long time. We haven't had a true one technique in a very long time, and I understand that a lot of these teams do not pick one techniques, nose tackles in the first round, but it's been a long time. It's going to take some time. The thing is, when you're picking a guy like Mozzie Smith, he doesn't really rush the passer like that. He doesn't play that 3 technique position, but eventually I think he will be able to get it. When you're around guys like Jonathan Hankins, when you're around Osa Odigizua, he's been having such a good season, bro. You know what I'm saying? Big up to him, bro. For real, dog. Yeah, for real. And the thing is, like, what's so good about a guy like Osa Odigizua, and I've been talking about this all throughout the whole summer, like just having players that just played other sports. I am so big on certain things like that, like Micah Parsons being a wrestler, Osa Odigizua being a wrestler. Things like that matters. Understanding leverage, knowing how to use your hands, knowing how to disengage, being powerful, being aggressive. All that stuff matters in the scouting process, Rob. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. All right, let's see, man. Shout out to my man D Block. He said, Evans played okay from what I saw. Yeah, he played okay, but it's going to take time. You know what I mean? Especially when you're, making a transition to another team. You know what I'm saying? Just play him a little bit, but just seeing the guy being out there, that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because Dan Quinn trusts him in certain points of the game. So just seeing him out there just at all was a good sign, bro.
That's where schedule comes into play. Too sometimes, like the Eagles got a tough schedule coming up, but like we have like these set of games coming up where like players like Rashaan Evans can get involved, right? Where the pressure's not going to be really on like that because we're playing the Giants, we're playing the Panthers coming up. You know what I'm saying? Then we got like the Seahawks and the Commanders. We got some time for these guys to get acclimated before December 10th when we play Philly again, and then we got a rough stretch coming down the way, and then it's playoff time. Yeah. So,
yeah. See, the thing is with me, man, I feel as though like, man, anybody that you line up against, you gotta wipe them out, bro. I don't care if I don't care if they're good. I don't care if they're bad. You got to go out there and just play ball. Stay consistent and just do your job. Just do your job. That's all I'm saying. Because like I said, when we started this live stream today, like these guys are all in the NFL for a reason. You might play some scrubs, but you're going to play some elite teams. You got to stick to that chemistry and get things down, man. That's what it's all about. This is the stuff that they have to learn in mini camp, transitioning into training camp, little things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's huge. It's definitely huge. Yeah. All right, let's see.
How you feel about the state of the Cowboys 9 games in, bro?
I definitely feel good. You know what I'm saying? I feel good about it. I'm still concerned about the run game. I still have my questions. You know what I'm saying? I know that they can be able to protect Dak Prescott, but the thing is just getting the blocks to the second level, he has Tony Pollard. That's my guy. Don't get me wrong. But it's at a point right now. It's looking like Rico Dowdle is running. He seems like he has more energy, you know what I'm saying, as he's running. You know what I mean? But the thing is, man, the offensive line, the run game, because here's the thing, bro. Like when you're playing against these teams, when we get into the playoffs, when the most important games, you don't want to go into these playoffs being a pass happy team, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be not pass happy, but just pass. These defenses got to be able to respect your run. If not, Rob, they will figure you out early and often.
So fill me on this. What about making Rico the de facto starter and then put Tony back in his natural position, coming off the bench, being that second guy? Because Rico does run hard, right? He ain't no one special like that, but like he's still good enough, right? He has talent, right? And there's no help coming. There's no Derrick Henry's coming anymore. The trade deadline's gone. Yeah. So he could be like the de facto power back, and then have Tony be fresh with those 12 to 15 touches a game. Because we bet on Tony being the lead back, and that bet we lost that bet, right? He ain't that guy, right? Mm-hmm. So if you can get Tony back to his natural position, and have him fresh and making those big splash plays, that can help us long term.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. But I actually do like Rico Dowdle. Don't get me wrong. I do like the way that he plays the game. But the thing is it's kind of crazy because sometimes when you look at Tony Pollard and his issue, the situation, he broke his leg. Broke his foot like, what was it, February? You know what I'm saying? So he started playing August. You know what I'm saying? He started in September. Like, that's not a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if it's taking a little bit of time to be able to get his body right, get things going, but he hasn't really seemed the same. But here's the thing, bro. Like, sometimes when it comes down to the NFL, like running backs that's getting 20, 25 carries, stuff like that, just carrying the load, not every running back can be able to take that. You know what I'm saying? So I remember it was one game, I think, me and you talked about one game though, bro, when I think he played last year and he was starting and he was gassed. Remember we talking about that in the springtime? It was one of those games. I can't remember
the Green Bay game.
Yeah, it was one of them games.
Green Bay, and we went to overtime, and he was just like, "Yo, I need a sub me. I need to get out of here. I'm tired." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everybody can do it every play, right?
Yeah,
which is not a knock on you, but it's just is what it is.
Yeah, he's a true perimeter player. You know what I'm saying? He's a true perimeter player. He's the type of guy that you got to get him open in space, but running in between the tackles, yes, he can do it, but consistently, you'll know as years go along, because the thing is, like, usually when a player is playing on their 1-year contract, they got so much to show for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was real big on him coming in, because these running backs, we can go down a laundry list of these guys that played on a 1-year contract and they balled out. But sometimes when you're running in between the tackles and things are happening, sometimes the body just probably won't hold up. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Coach in here real quick. Hold on. What's good, Coach? What's going on?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Man, doing good, man. You already know, man. It's always good to see you, brother.
Hey, you're a long time, Coach. How you doing? How you doing, Coach?
Yeah, man. I've been working hard on the watch parties, man. Me and Boss Cowboy.
I know. Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, man, I just heard y'all talking about Tony Pollard. Did y'all watch the same game I watched on Sunday?
Which way you going? Which way you going?
He ran pretty good in between the tackles on Sunday.
What yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah, and I have figured out by the offense. I just don't want people talking about we need to get. There's not going to be one back that's going to get over 15, 16, 17 carries. There's going to be a combined, if we run the ball 27, 30 times, it's going to be combined in this offense. It's going to be a split load. And that's fine.
That's fair. Mm-hmm.
And one thing that even both of the backs are doing, but Tony Pollard is doing at an exceptional rate. I wish somebody would do a breakdown on it, but Tony Pollard is probably one of the best blocking running backs in the NFL.
I'm probably gonna do it. Yeah, that's coming.
The job, and I like for people to understand that wears you down just as much as running the football, because I think Tyler Smith had a comment after this past game. He said, "Man, we really want to get Tony Pollard. We work on that as offensive lineman to get the running game going, because he needs to be rewarded, because he's helping out as linemen out a great deal in pass blocking, saving us on a lot of occasions for what he's doing up front with us in the blocking." And
I like how he's taking the pride. He's taking the pride in the blocking, right?
Right.
But the thing is, though, guys, like, he already knew going in this year that was one of the things that was imperative if he's going to be that 3-down running back. You got to make sure, get stronger. You're going to have to be able to block. You got to protect Dak Prescott. It was huge. That was the questions that we had going in, guys, throughout the whole summer.
Right. And so it's two things, though, I want y'all to touch on. I was just on a Koei show about an hour ago. Two things I want you to touch on. One, we had a long conversation, and I said this to y'all back a long time ago. For Michael Parsons to be the generational player that he's supposed to be, he got to be in the middle of the field.
I just said, JC.
Listen what I'm saying to you. Your best player on the team, stat line from yesterday, Ofa. No tackles, no sacks. So what I'm saying to you is this.
I'm with you, dog.
For his sacks, over half of his sacks this year have come from blitzing through the middle linebacker position. A guard and a center cannot block Michael Parsons coming one-on-one. That's almost impossible.
Right.
And it's impossible to double team him if he's blitzing in the middle. He's gonna get one-on-one. And by the way, if you mess around and match him up with a running back has to take him, that's a destroyed. That's destroyed. Plus, he will affect every play that the offense run. He will be involved or somewhere involved in just about 80% of the offensive plays that run. You want your best play. Now listen, when we talk about generational, I understand we got wrapped up in him the defensive end. But I told people from the start he's a linebacker with defensive end capabilities. Not why? You want
to know what's so crazy, Coach? They should have kept him at that position because that's where he came in as. He came in as a linebacker that could rush the passer. You know what I'm saying? But we know rushing the passer is so important. But the thing is, that linebacker position, that's what I saw from him. You know what I'm saying? From all the highlights that I saw, lowlights that I saw from him.
And you could put him at linebacker. You could put him at defensive end on strictly. You know you're gonna have. They know they got a pass. You can put him at defensive end on those plays. But when you got him at defensive end and you got him setting the edge. He set the edge. Somebody else make the tackle.
Hey, Coach, I
want somebody to set the edge for Michael Parsons to make the tackle.
Right. Go ahead, Cap.
Yeah. Coach, you remember Kevin Green?
Yeah.
The linebacker? What?
Linebacker Kevin.
Hey, from Pittsburgh.
One of the greatest linebackers ever seen, but he had 138 career sacks. That could be Michael Parsons, right?
But I don't want to click. Listen, he could be even more. Kevin Green was an outside linebacker, but Michael, you got to understand what Michael Parsons could be.
He can do everything.
When we talk about generational, Michael Parsons, and I said this, and you could, JC, you remember this. Michael Parsons could be 135 tackle, 15 sack, 2 interception guy. Right. He could do something nobody else. He got the capability, athletic ability to do stuff that nobody else does.
So let me ask you this real quick though, Coach. So are you questioning Dan Quinn the way he's utilizing him, the way he's thinking going into these games?
And you know something? I think we got caught up in Cowboy Nation because we got so enamored with the pass rush that we said, pass rush, like that's the only way that our best player can affect the football game. But now what we're seeing is teams are game planning for him. And they say, okay, we'll give him 1 sack, 2 sacks, no tackles in the game. It's not going to affect the game. Now we're making other people be stars. When our best player to be a star, we need to put him in a position where he can affect the game. And he probably still would come only blitz 45 to 50% of the time. But he's one, the screen game will be done because no lineman going to be able to get out and block him on the screen game. Right. 2, the run game is going to get even better because he's going to be able to go sideline to sideline. 3, he's going to disrupt the whole offensive line because they got to find him first before they even call a line blocking scheme. Right. When you put him on defensive end, he's over there. You don't even have to call it out. You know where he's at. You double team, you run the ball the other way. Your best player is not involved in the play.
Right.
And that's what I want him in. Plus, on rotation, they do a defense line rotation. There are times we've seen in these games that he done rotated out, and he got a whole series sitting on the sideline.
Right.
Yep. Go ahead, Rob.
And especially with Leighton Vander Esch out, we need to put him out.
Don't give me about no Leighton Vander Esch.
No, Coach. Hey, Coach. Leighton Vander Esch is a football player.
He ain't better than the linebacker.
What'd you say, Rob? I can't hear you. Go ahead, Rob.
That's argument for another day. I'm saying with him out, we especially need Michael Parsons playing linebacker to affect this defense more. Just exactly what you're saying, Coach. When you didn't play linebacker, you still have him rush 45 to 50% of the time, right? Especially on rundowns, first and second down, have that boy at middle or the strong side linebacker and have him go affect plays.
Or do you want him on strong side? Want him in the middle of the field.
middle, sir. Middle.
I love him there. Yeah, I love
sure.
that. Yeah,
I like him there. So he could be on. Yeah, I agree. So that's the best. That's the best place for him. But yeah, just like you said, we got enamored with his pass rushing abilities.
Yeah, we
but
did.
Right now, his sack total ain't like that, right?
Yeah,
and I think
he's not going to.
And I think he got hold on. And I think he got enamored with his pass rushing abilities because he wanted to go after this defensive player of the year, and he saw Bosa out there in San Fran get it on the sack numbers. So he's like, I want my sack numbers up so I can go get it. He forgot what he does is play football. He plays defense, not just go rush the passer.
Facts,
Rob. That's the thing. And he got tied up in this thing about I'm gonna get paid. Michael Parsons should understand. His people should understand. If and I said this one time before, if Bobby Wagner last year with the Rams, I think his stats was like 130 some tackles. I think he had 6 sacks and 3 interceptions.
Bobby Wagner?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't think Michael Parsons can have more tackles, more sacks, and just as many interceptions as Bobby Wagner and Michael Parsons run a 4.340?
Yeah. See, that's the thing, man. That's why I say, man, you got to be able to utilize him from the pass rush, that linebacker position, blitzing between A and B gaps. You got to be able to dial things up like that. You know what I'm saying? When you have a talent like a Michael Parsons, I mean, he is a generational talent, just like my man Coach Marv said, but you got to utilize him that way. If you're not having no sacks, if you're not having no tackles, then yeah, you have questions, of Dan Quinn's. We know he gets it, but the thing is, you got to have questions about certain situations like that, because when you get into the most important games, you want to make sure you utilize Michael Parsons at the best position so he can be able to wreck the game. He disrupts games.
He can wreck the game. One little thing I got to go by. I want to put another point out.
Yeah.
And I think we missing the boat when we talking about the running back, the offensive line. I never had a problem with the offense.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about third wide receiver, because third wide receiver on every team is a collection of guys. And we are fortunate to have a collection of guys to play third wide receiver. And that's all we need is a collection of guys. But when we went into this year, y'all, Rob, JC, we had the 3 units. We had expectations for the 3 units of the offense, the defense, and the special teams.
Yep.
Special teams, we went in and talking about, man, what we going to do about a kicker? But the special teams, overall, they'll block the punt. They have some good returns. The kicker has not missed anything. They have exceeded all our expectations as a special team.
Yep.
We talked about the offense, but if you look at the offensive numbers,
mm-hmm.
and then in the games we putting up points, we always move the ball. They were talking about the red zone, but we were moving the ball, except for one game. Yeah. The offense has exceeded their expectations.
Right.
The unit that we said that had the 3 years of experience is maybe just about the same as it was last year, or maybe a little bit less. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about Dan Quinn or specific players. I'm talking about the collection of our defense with the attitude that says that we can't, in big games, the 2 big games this year, we want to talk about all the stuff that happened in the Eagles game. But our defense that we say is supposed to be a top defense gave up 4 drives over 65 yards. Great defenses don't give up long drives, not 4 in a game.
Yeah. That's why
we got big games. The 2 big games. Do we understand when we talking about putting this pressure on Dak Prescott that we're giving up over almost 35 points a game in big games? Defensively, if I would have told you in the beginning of the year that in the big games we're gonna be giving up 35 points, what you would have told me? You gotta be crazy.
We don't lose those games.
Mm-hmm. So it's not about no specific player. I want to see the attitude of this defense mentality that says, I don't care what Dak Prescott do. I don't care what the running backs do. If they don't score, they don't win. But we can't go into this down the stretch in these playoffs and think we're gonna win on shootouts. Mm-hmm. Because teams that try to win on shootouts don't usually win Super Bowl.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The teams that you doing that shootout stuff, man, it's kind of hard to be able to beat the better teams when you get the championships and Super Bowls. Like you don't want to. That's why we've been talking about this run game. We want this run game to be working. There were some plays that I did see from Tony Pollard that did look good, but if they keep stacking it on, you got to do this at a consistent rate. Now you're at a point now where it's November time. It's November time. You got to get these things going. Let me get my man Choctaw in here. What's good, bro? What's going on, bro? You on now, man? Let me get you. Hold on.
What's going on, man?
What's good, dog? My bad. Hey, my bad, dog. You already know, man. You know when my man Coach Marv get in, man. You know we got lifted. You already know, man. That's
nah. I'm on Coach type of time. I agree with everything he said. Those 17 points, I don't care what nobody say. It pissed me off because, dude, you supposed to be this so-called elite defense, but you allow backups to look like that. Like, no, bro, you don't allow 17 points. If the standard, like you said last night, if the standard is the standard, let the standard be.
Yeah.
I'm a defensive dude. You know how we get, JC. You play defense. Yeah, you know we hate that shit.
Yep.
That's why I'm like, bro, you know, a lot of fans be like, oh, well, Montana, you never made it. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. Yeah, whatever. This is why the Cowboys always be talked about, because they play soft, bro. They bully up on teams when they want to. No, you need that type of energy throughout the season.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott can't always carry a team by itself. Patrick Mahomes ain't carrying no team by itself. He gets help. His team steps up when he needs them to. It's always Dak Prescott needs to do this. Dak Prescott needs to do that. No, his team needs to step up when he is balling. They need to match his energy. They never matches his energy. They never do. The defense don't. The coaches don't. We know the front office don't like him.
Yeah. See, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about Choctaw. Like, the thing is, man, if they can consistently do it, yes, I've seen it's kind of loud in the background on your side, but I don't know if it's kind of choppy. Can y'all hear?
I'm driving, so it's probably y'all probably hear my engine. My fault, y'all.
Yeah, it's rooming. It's rooming. But yeah, if you mute it, yeah, it's good. But like the thing is, man, just consistency is very important. That's the thing. Like with this type of offense, the things that you see from this offense, like this past game, I mean, everybody was scoring touchdowns. The only person that didn't score a touchdown was Tony Pollard. If they could continue to keep doing that and keep that run game going, let me ask you this, Rob. Was this a complete game last night?
No.
Okay. You said
just
no?
Like Choctaw said. Yo, what did I say before? What did I say before we stepped on? I was mad as hell that we gave 17 points. Mad as hell. We shouldn't be giving 17 points no damn Tommy DeVito. Yo, you guys talk about energy and attitude, but not to make excuses, we kind of lost that attitude when Trayvon went down. Trayvon was an attitude guy, and you shouldn't be, your cornerback shouldn't really be your attitude guy. Our linebacker play is just, it's not there. It's not there with the San Frans of the world, with the Phillies of the world. It's just we don't have those. We don't have true linebackers. Marquise Bell's been playing very well. I know Coach don't like Vander Esch, but like he's still a linebacker, right? Like we don't have like those. We don't have those bully guys. You know what I'm saying? We don't got those like gangster dudes in the middle. Like,
and to be honest, I gotta agree real quick, Coach Marv. I like the gangsters, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I like those guys that can bust you in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Set the tone. We don't have those guys.
We don't have those guys. We don't have those guys.
When you know that dog mentality, bro, you just understand it. But I mean, they're good players, though. Marquise Bell, I think that he can be a real good one for us. Not the biggest guy. Coach Marv, what was you saying?
Listen, I didn't say that in a way to say, and I wanted to preface this. I wasn't talking about Dan Quinn, and I wasn't talking about specific units or specific players. It's always a breakdown with our defense. It's always a mistake by a defensive lineman, a mistake by a linebacker, or we give a defensive back here and there gets beat. It's always a mistake here and there.
Hey, but you know one thing, Coach Marv, we don't got no room for mistakes at this time. We don't got no room for mistakes.
Right, but what I'm saying to you is it's more. I think we got all the players in place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mentality thing that says I'm really upset when they get a yard. I'm telling you this story right quick, JC. My first time coaching, I was coaching offensive line at my high school.
Mm-hmm.
Got hired. We went to a football camp, and we was a 3A school, and we were scrimmaging this 1A school, and they had a linebacker that was going to Notre Dame. He was the best linebacker in the state of South Carolina. But his rest of the team was, okay, but he was the best thing on the field. And we was arguing over a scrimmage. The coaches was arguing about it was supposed to be a false start. We said that they jumped offside. They said we false start. We arguing back and forth about what the call going to be. And the official said he let us argue. And the linebacker from their team grabbed the ball and said, "Give him the damn 5 yards. They ain't going to get another damn yard today." And he put the ball up and walked the 5 yards off and gave us the first down.
Yeah.
He ran 15 more offensive plays, JC, and his mentality went through that whole team. And we were a bigger school than them. Yeah.
That's big.
We didn't get another damn yard the rest of the day.
That's crazy, man. That's wild. Let me get this super real quick. Hey, shout out to my man Cowboys. Hey, I appreciate you so much, man, for the $5, man. Thank you so much, brother. He said there are going to be times when these backups are going to be needed. They are putting out bad film. So guess what happens when teams see that? Yeah, that's why, bro, it's important, bro. That's why when you go into the summertime, when you're going through training camp, mini camp, you got to make sure that these backups are on point. That's why you got guys like Will McClay to be able to bring these guys in. That offensive line, that's the main thing, Posey. The main thing, Darren, is having that offensive line right. We already know when it comes down to Tyron Smith. You guys let me know in the chat box what y'all think about Tyron Smith not practicing all throughout the week. Coach Marv, let me know about that. Not practicing all throughout the week, but you got to keep these guys healthy. But as far as having those backups, bro, it's critical. Yeah. It is critical. You know what I'm saying? To get to where you want to go.
You're halfway through the season now. So he did practice one day out this week. And then when you do practice, there's no more hitting in practice. Now they probably went through all, because you only a certain amount of days you can hit during the whole season. But he's gonna go out there and maybe do a couple of reps, keep loose, do a lot of stuff on the side. He don't need to practice as much right now because all the work is put in the barn now. He done got to. I don't agree with that doing training camp because you got to get yourself in rhythm. But he done got in to play games. And they're gonna let him. And I'm not worried about the offensive line. I'm not worried about. Listen, man.
I'm not worried about the offensive line.
I think people got crazy about the offensive line last week, and I did my film study on Terrence.
Man, I had fun on my little all-22s with Tyler Smith. I had fun on those.
He had a couple of hiccups. I mean, he had about 4 or 5 hiccups, but he had some dominations in there too. But what I'm saying to you is, your offensive line or your offensive lineman ain't hurt you badly if your quarterback throw for almost 400 yards and throw for 4 touchdowns.
That's fireworks.
Yeah. I mean, if I gotta live with him if we can throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, I should win a game. But this is what I was saying about the defense, JC, and this is what I'm trying to get through them. I just want the word to get to them to say the standard is the standard, and as we going forward, we got to get mentality. I don't care if we up like the caller just said. I don't care if we up 45 points. When they cross the goal line, we should be pissed off because the standard is the standard. But who has to set the standard? The first string has to set a standard of being pissed off every time somebody goes across the goal line. If they don't set the standard, the backups is going to go with the standard they got. So when you let them get that first touchdown, like Rob said, that they shouldn't have got, well, the backup's going to come in and say, well, you let them get a touchdown. They didn't deserve. So set the standard so the standard would be the standard. And I'm just trying to get this defense in a mentality of saying, last 2 years, we held San Francisco to under 27 points, right? Mm-hmm. They could have put a 50-burger on us. They took the dogs off of us at 42.
Yeah, it was bad.
But you know what I'm saying about that? So who's that player, right? You want it to be Micah, but Mike is so enamored with these damn stats and trying to get this defensive player of the year that he forgot that he plays on a team defense about team, right? Like his mentality kind of it's kind of.
Hey, bro, and here's the thing. Hey, Choctaw, give me your thoughts on Micah Parsons and how you feel about him having that podcast, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna say this, like, nowadays, you know what I mean? Like, that's what these kids do, you feel me? Like, the kids do that, but he just gotta stay focused, and he gotta be a little bit meaner, man. Like, he gotta stop caring about friends, like that, bro. He gotta understand, you play for the Cowboys, bro. Nobody gives two flying turds about the Cowboys. They hate you. The league hates you. The refs hate you. Yep, Goodell hate you. He needs to walk around like, man, F all y'all. I don't care what y'all talking about. I don't care how good you think you is. You're not better than me. And he needs to show it. You feel me?
See, but the thing is with me, what's so crazy, I remember a long time ago, bro, you did mention, I'm going to put you on mute real quick because it's doubling right now. Let me see. Try to put it on mute, Choctaw.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. Yeah, well, for some reason it's acting weird, but it's crazy though, Choctaw, because I remember throughout the spring you did mention, making us having guys that can be able to set that tone. I remember you was I forgot what live stream. I don't think it was my live stream, but it was one that you were talking about, like the Charles Haley's, the people that can be able to set that tone. You need to have those dogs. That's my thing, man. I like to see that, like when you have the Deion Sanders, you have the Charles Haley's, guys that's older, and then with the young guys that you drafted, this is the kind of stuff that made me think about guys like Stephon Gilmore, bringing in guys like the Brandon Cooks, players that's older that can be able to really help this team with the good team that Will McClay has drafted. But the thing is, like when you see guys like Micah Parsons and you look at the podcast and you look at the stuff that he's talking about on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, I just want this team to be able to focus, man, because now you're getting to a point now where Dak Prescott, he's not getting any younger guys. You got guys like Tyron Smith. He can't even practice throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? When you look at guys like Zach Martin, he's not getting any younger, and Jerry Jones. You got to add him too. The time is now, Cowboys Nation. We don't need no distractions. Just like my man Captain Rob said, man, these guys got to lock in focus, guys.
Yeah, something you said about that.
One thing I'm going to say about Micah too. So he's a dog in between the whistles, but I need him a dog 24/7. Like I need to get him on. If you're going to talk on this podcast, hey, do you think you're a kid? You know what I'm saying? We're on a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
I don't agree with it. I don't know.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. But just like Choctaw said, just like he's a kid. You know what I'm saying? Let him do his thing. But get on your platform and talk shit. Like get mean out there, dog. Like fuck you, Lane Johnson ain't shit. Like now he's my brother.
I don't agree with it.
He's your brother. Give him bulletin material, right? This whole Michigan thing about spying on them, and they still got to stop it, right? They still got to stop you, right? Yeah. They're angry out there, dog. Like they're beating you, dog. Right now we're losing to the 49ers and the Eagles. They're beating you.
Go ahead, Coach.
I'm pissed off about it. You need to be pissed too. No,
that's right.
Come on.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with what you're saying. I'm old school, so the podcast thing for players. I remember Nate Newton said this recently. He was saying, man, just a different age and different players. He's talking about. He said when Jimmy was there, he said Jimmy let them do a lot of things and be, flamboyant, but he knew Jimmy could tell us all when to shut up too, and say we talking too much, right? So, but he had that control. But I understand what you're saying. But I agree with what Rob is saying too. It's gonna have to take that mentality, and you know where that mentality comes from. This is why I know I'm not worried about the offense, and I'm worried about Dak Prescott not getting that way. This is why I know I'm not worried about CeeDee Lamb getting that way. This is why I'm not worried about the offensive line or the running backs getting that way, where they get to the point where they're not trying to be aggressive and trying to attack and whatever, because they're always under scrutiny. They're always. Dak Prescott can't say, well, I'm gonna take my foot off the gas, because he know that they're ready to jump on his head. Yep. We crowned this defense, and we crowned them so much where we. It's almost like the child in your family that your child that is your favorite, and you're like, okay, well, you messed up a little bit. That's all right. We'll look over that. We'll blame somebody else.
Exactly.
we looked over 42 points by the defense and started to blame Dak Prescott for 3 turnovers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Dak wasn't playing linebacker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We start talking about refs.
Very selective, Captain Rob. Very selective.
Yeah,
very selective out here.
And the only thing I didn't like about Michael Parsons' podcast, because he has brought up some interesting points that have gotten some very good feet, got some eyes open about a lot of things. But I did like when him and Stephon Gilmore was on there this past week talking about referees. That don't set well with me.
Oh, the referees? Oh, yeah, that could come back and backfire on you, bro.
It's not only that, JC. That was one call. I always told my players, when you talking about somebody holding you, what the hell the other 10 guys were doing then? They were holding all 10 of y'all?
Right. And were they holding you for 42 points over 4 quarters?
You know what I'm saying? So when you start talking like that, the standard, like my man just said, you got to set the standard is the standard, and I don't care if you hold. We're going to go out there and we're going to make sure that you don't cross that. If we give it up 17 points a game in a big game, if we give up 21, that'd be the best we're going to do. We'll give you 4 points because you're a good team. But we ain't going to give you no 10, 15 points over what the standard been all year, because when we do that, when the game comes down to the end and we lose, we didn't do our job. I don't care who threw an interception, whatever. We didn't do our job.
Yeah.
And once they start doing that, JC,
once
they start thinking like that, they got talent enough to dominate.
Yeah. Big facts. Hey, all right, go ahead. Give me your thoughts on that, Captain Rob. I know you want to get something.
I was supposed to say something about referees. When you play in a game, when you play competition, and those referees out there, I used to play baseball too, the umpires, you're not playing just against the other team, you're playing against the refs. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be sound, you gotta be fundamental. If you know they're gonna be calling extra, you gotta adjust for that. I'm saying it's you versus the other team, but yeah, the refs are gonna be involved, and that cannot be an excuse why you lose a game. It cannot. I don't want to hear nothing about that, because we got calls too. I think the Eagles game was like 8 versus 8 penalties. You know what I mean? Yeah. They walked us down the field on the last drive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, bro, we got calls too. I don't want to hear nothing about that.
Yeah, that's excuses. Yeah, don't ever let it put it to a point where you're putting it into the ref's hands. You know what I'm saying? Because when they start talking about, oh, the ref called this play, they called that play, a lot of these games, you have so many opportunities to take that next step and, get in position to take over the game. You know what I'm saying? So what happened in between then? So there's no excuses here. You know what I'm saying? Like this, he has been on his team for this is his 3rd year. It's time to get rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the team. I feel as though this team really is, we're loaded from offense, defense, and special teams. How much more better you think you're going to get, bro? It ain't that sweet.
It ain't that sweet.
Yeah, coaching, the players, everybody has to be held accountable. Just like you guys said, Micah Parsons, guys like CeeDee Lamb, everybody, defense, offense, they got to step up and get these guys going, man.
I hope putting on 49 points and it says something to the defense. Like, damn, offense is kind of balling now. Like, we got to step up. We gave it 28 last week to the Eagles. That's not on the offense. That you should look inside on you on that one. Don't look to the refs. Don't look to Dak Prescott. Don't care about no one saying, look at yourselves. Like, in that defensive room, I hope Dan Quinn's on fire right now. Like, what is y'all doing? You know what I mean?
Facts. Hey, shout out to Posey. He said, I need him to bring that same energy that he brought to the Letter Networks. Hey, for real. Hey, yo, straight up, man. It ain't no excuses, but I did. That's funny. But I did want to talk about this, though, guys. I did want to talk about this real quick. Brandon Cooks. You guys give me your thoughts on Brandon Cooks. I am so happy. I haven't even mentioned Brandon Cooks yet on this live stream, but I am so happy to see what this guy has done this game. I know it's taken a while, but we have to understand, when you have a talent like him, this guy has spatial awareness. He has the speed. He can take the top off the defense. I think he had, 9 catches, 173, Rob? 1 touchdown? That's fireworks. And the thing, when you have this, bro, this is what we envisioned going into the offseason, going into, the preseason and all that good stuff. When you have a player that can be able to do that, then CeeDee Lamb can go to work. You know what I'm saying? I got to get you guys' thoughts on this, because just to see him, I didn't, Coach Marv, I'm not sure, but with Michael Gallup, he wasn't really playing as much. I don't know how many plays he played, but Brandon Cooks was in the game a lot.
Well, let me tell you about that. JC, you probably put most NFL teams, and we talked a lot about this on the third wide receiver. Third wide receivers are not the most targeted guys. What you get out of the third wide receiver is complementary what you get out of number 1 and 2. Now, I know one thing about Brandon Cooks. When Brandon Cooks got hurt after maybe game 1 with the knee and he sat out a game, that was a little bit more than what we thought it was, and it took him a little bit more when he even got back to get totally right. Now, I'm telling you what I know for sure, but he was still out there. Same thing with when we talk about Rico Dow, when he hurt his butt and he still didn't go on that, but he did play the next game. Mm-hmm. He was available to play, but he was not 100% for a couple of a minute or two, right? Yeah. So sometimes guys are not, and then when they start going to other ways, but I think they incorporated Cooks. Now, we gonna see 100 and some yards from Cooks every week? Probably not, because based off our defense and based on how our offense works, but we're gonna see it more involved Cooks where he's gonna get opportunities to catch. And I think right now it is so great that we got a collection, we got a smorgasbord of third wide receivers. And I think the Cowboys now, what they've said, look what they're doing. They're saying we're gonna get the third wide receiver position out of 3 guys. We're gonna get out of with Turpin out there, we're gonna get out the rookie guy. We're gonna get out of Tolbert, and we're gonna get it out of Gallup. And we don't. Only thing we want from the third wide receiver is about 8 catches, probably 6 first down catches, and maybe a touchdown or 2, and we fine. And we want to get that out of all 3 of them together. Remember, JC, I told you, third wide receiver ain't gonna get no 70-some catches. To combine, they may get it right. Yeah, but ain't gonna be no one person. And now we're gonna work Cooks in there. And we're going to work Gallup. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is always going to be the guy. And Cooks and Lamb, and still we're going to get Ferguson in there. And we ain't got to worry about the ball going to
Hey, before we end the stream, we got to talk about Fergie real quick. Hey, but one second. I'm gonna let you go, Rob. But, hey, shout out to my man, DC for Life, Texas. Thank you so much for the love, bro. He said, what's good, JC Cowboys Nation? Dallas Cowboys for life. Let's go, man. Thank you, man. Let's go, man. Hey, look, good win last night. Very, very good win. All right, go ahead, Rob.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm just just trying to give my roses to Jason Ferguson. I feel he's still learning the position, but like he could just get loose out there and like after he touches the ball, the yards after catch for Ferguson is what I've always loved, right? The athleticism to get open and make people miss and truck people and get that first down, right? There was a play at the end of the Eagles game last week where Dak was looking him right in the face and like went to Tolbert on the outside on one of those last drives, and like Ferguson broke down the middle linebacker, right? The safety went over top of CD, and Ferguson was wide open, right? So Dak's playing well, but he has to find that, but yeah, with CD, with putting yesterday's Cooks game on tape now, they're going to start respecting Cooks now, right? Just like what Coach Mark said, the third wide receiver, a collection of dudes, absolutely, right? But then Ferguson over the middle could just be that little cherry on top that we need for the offense. But I'm not worried about this offense. This offense is a top offense. Is always a top offense in this league. It always is. Right? So I'm just worried about that. So the only thing I'm gonna give one more minute. The only thing I got to say about the offense is again at the end of games, right? Those pressure situations, Terrence Steele giving up that sack. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody needs to come together in the fourth quarter, right? It's not always gonna be sweet out there. You're not always gonna be playing the Giants. But it's about this damn defense, dog. This defense was supposed to be. We're supposed to be talking about the offense now, right?
I want to get there real quick because I want to ask Choctaw real quick. I gotta get my man Choctaw's opinion. Gotta get him in here, but I know he had questions about CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? So I want to just get your thoughts on what he's done. These past 4 games, and do you think he has taken that next step to getting himself into that number 1 wide receiver role, Choctaw?
He's on mute.
Yeah, I think he muted himself. I think he.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Like, is it still okay? All right. So, I was one of those ones who was on top of CD's heels. Like, hey man, you know, you pouting all that pouting. I don't know, man. I guess I'm old school. I was taught to play through the penalty. Keep going, keep playing through it. I teach my little league team that, you know, I coach. So I tell them the same thing, like, hey man, you gotta play through the penalties. Like, the refs ain't gonna always see it, because that's how I play through. I play through the penalties. I was taught that. So with CD doing what he's doing, putting his head down, going to work, playing through the penalties, not pouting, getting open, running his routes more crispier and not, you know, lazy like he was at first. You know what I mean? CD has put himself in MVP talk. So, you know, I'm sorry. Anybody who disagrees with that, I don't know what you watching. CD has put himself in MVP talks.
He been working. He's
working, and I'm proud of him, and I'm happy for him, because I knew he was going to be a beast, because he was a beast at Oklahoma with Jalen Tebow. So, and Kyler Murray.
I think he is just as good as Jamar Chase. I think he's just as good as Justin Jefferson. He has that type of skill set, but you just got to utilize him right.
CD better than Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. I don't care what nobody say.
Oh no,
man, listen, bro. You target CD. You target CD 10 to 15 times. He's getting at least 8 to 10 catches, and he's going to put up 150.
What you say, Rob?
No, I said more than that. If you target CD 15 times a game, you come down with 12 of them balls.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like you said, just like you said, Choctaw, he's playing through the penalties now. He's not going up looking for a call. Right?
Nope. And I love it. And you know what? That's why I put him over Jamar Chase and all them. I don't care about him wiping his nose and all that. He breaks tackles. Man, I seen Jamar Chase get hit and go down. He's breaking tackles and going through and breaking through linebackers.
Yeah,
he's breaking through linebackers. Dude's my size.
He used to play running back, though. You know what I'm saying? Give me your thoughts on that real quick, Coach, before we get out of here, man. I know we're running on time.
Man, listen, man. I think did we forget about what CD Lamb did last year? He had over 100 catches. He had 112. I think he had 112 catches for almost 1,400 yards.
Yeah.
That's it. This is just an add-on to. I don't even know why we even questioned him coming in the season. And he had to establish himself. And he did that. He had those stats, and he played 5 games with the backup quarterback.
Yeah. Big time.
That's it. And he didn't, even though we ain't been throwing the ball to Cook, he played with no. I told people Noah Brown wasn't as bad as people thought he was. And
look, clean start.
Yeah, but like I said, he was the focal point. And listen, this is nothing new. And he had great catches last year. I think he's the only. It seems like everybody on our offense have to continue to prove themselves week in and week out, and year in and year out. And I know why that is, because Cowboy fans, Cowboy Nation, and this is my last thing I want to say, JC. Yeah. I'm just like everybody else. But one thing can get you in trouble when you can stop over expectations on players and get too overzealous. You can't be thirsty because we ain't been there 29 years. When you get thirsty, you start nitpicking. Listen, CeeDee Lamb catch for 150 yards this game. He go out next game and only catch for 45 yards because the defense comes or something doesn't happen. We say, oh man, he ain't no number one.
Yeah, see, I know, right?
JC, it's
a real thing.
It's going to happen. That Prescott have one bad game out of 4 games. If you have a mediocre game, or just we just don't score a touchdown, they're gonna say that Prescott ain't the one.
It's just so unfair. That's why I don't watch that shit. I'm sorry, excuse my language. I don't watch that.
We're our own fans, JC.
Yeah, I get it.
We are so thirsty.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. I be creating a lot of content, bro. I'm not just a streamer, so I just create, and I don't be paying attention to them because it kind of gives me, when I listen to that, it gives me anxiety because a lot of stuff is clickbait. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like,
if you listen to it too much,
Rob, you listen to a lot of that, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I don't listen to a lot either, JC, because you listen to it too much, you start believing it. But I'll say this right quick. Once we get to that Super Bowl this year, that NFC Championship game, that Super Bowl, and once we get 6, you're going to see that we're going to start giving our players a lot more of the benefit of the doubt. They're going to have to do a whole lot worse for us to start shooting them down, because the thirst is going to be quenched a little bit. But right now, the average fan out there, they just thirsty. And then everything they jump on like, oh, no, they're panicking. But we're in a good spot. But like I said, let's talk about this defense, not talk about it in terms of getting rid of people. Let's just say, hey, man, who you say you are.
Yep.
That's all we want you to do.
Hey, Captain Rob, give me your thoughts, man, going forward, man. I know. Give me your thoughts going forward, Captain Rob, before we get out of here, man.
Hey, so this is that stretch in the season where I said in the beginning of the season where it's going to come down to this stretch of games. I was like, even if we lose to the Eagles the first time, they got to go play KC, San Fran, and Buffalo, and we have an easy stretch, right? So we should be 9-3 going to that Eagles game when we see them next time. We'll see what their record is, but we also do have to get prepared for a journey on the road in the playoffs. And I know we're tough enough to do because we've done it before, right? But now we set to go get it, and then we also have a tough stretch coming down the road as well. With Miami, Buffalo, Detroit. Detroit's balling, right? The state of the NFL is great right now, man. You're seeing some new teams come up. CJ Stroud, fucking Jared Goff balling. Right, a lot of these teams can play, and and you're seeing the true Dak Prescott now, right? He's using his athleticism with his brain, with his arm, with his players now. We have players around him. We can't ask for much more than this, right? Yeah. Everybody, knock on wood, is relatively healthy right now. I really wish we saw Trevon in there, but hey, man, we got like no other good team out there is blowing other NFL opponents out like we are, right?
Yeah.
No one, right? Yeah. Dak is top 5 in yards, touchdowns, QBR, rating, right? You got CD Lamb putting up an MVP type season, right? The running game need to get going, but we'll figure that out, right?
Yeah.
But this defense,
is key.
Who are you guys? Right? Because I thought y'all supposed to be all world. I thought I was putting y'all in the class with the Ravens and the Bucks early, but I spoke too soon, apparently. Right, y'all got to go get it. That's all I got to say about that.
Hey, man, that's what's up. All right,
and shout out to my kicker, too. My kicker don't miss.
Hey, that boy nice. All right, that boy nice. All right, Talk Talk. Hey, give me your thoughts, Talk Talk, man, going forward, man. I know we at the halfway point.
Going forward, man, I can't even lie to y'all, man. Mike McCarthy, he's getting better and better every week. He's taking film. He's watching film. And he's, to me, I feel like he's disregarding the front office and like, hey man, I'm going to coach this team the best of my ability. It's like he's progressing and Dan Quinn is regressing. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but he is, you know what I'm saying? And he needs to get back to his old ways, go back to the basics. Moving forward, he needs to go back to the basics, figure out how can he use Michael Parsons better to make his whole team better, because we don't have a Trayvon Diggs walking through that door that's going to be like, all right, we could lock up one whole side and let everybody else do work. So in the future, man, Mike McCarthy, keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting this offense better and better every week. Right now, I don't want them boys to peak until it's the playoff time. I want them to peak in playoffs.
Yeah.
Peak in playoffs. I want all the fans in the future Hashtag do not blame Dak, because it's not the Dak Cowboys, it's the Dallas Cowboys. And I just want to see the defensive side step up when Prescott is balling. Match his energy, man. That's all I got, man. Go Cowboys. Thank you, JC.
Hey, go Cowboys, man. It's definitely going to be so good, guys. Like, I'm so excited. But like I said, man, we have so much talent. Running the ball, making sure that we just continuing to keep doing that, even if it's not working. The thing is, when it comes down to that Texas coast, the West Coast, whatever they want to call it, it's predicated to getting the ball, get guys in space. You want to be able to throw the ball down the field. You want to be able to do everything when it comes down to Dak Prescott. Get him comfortable, running outside the pocket. Continue to keep doing that, because that opens up the playbook. That makes the defense think that much more. And I mean, these guys can make plays from left and right. So little things like that, the defense is going to have to continue to keep stopping the run as well. And I think that this team can be able to do it, man, but they got to stay even keeled, stay off Twitter, X, whatever they want to call it, bro. Just lock in and focus, because when you're getting around this time, when we get to the holidays, guys, Thanksgiving, just like Coach Marv has said, in mini camp, what you say, Coach Marv, mini camp and training camp, you know, that's when you go through all the hard times. But when you get to the season, that's when everything should blossom.
Oh, hey, and you know something, JC, right quick, I'm gonna say, the coach that said that phrase of those who sweat more in peace bleed less in war.
That's it.
Passed away this last week.
Oh man.
Greg Richardson passed, and that's where I got that from when I was in college, and he had us all on the premise, those who sweat more in peace bleed less in war. Yeah. Give a shout out. Great coach, man. Coach a lot.
That's good. I actually said that.
Yeah. Greg Richardson.
I've mentioned it. Yeah. Hey, man, thank y'all so much. Go Cowboys. Thank y'all so much for tapping in the JC Lounge, man. Love when y'all come on with me, man.
Salute, man. Thank you, man.
Always great energy.
Salute, brother.
Yeah.
Talk. Salute, brother.
Hey, salute, man. Hey, I don't care, man. When you was speaking last night, I was over here like, woo! That man Marv be going in, man. I don't know how anybody can. Man, hey, you the truth, bro. JC, thank you. Hey, good stuff today, Rob, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Hey, thank y'all. We'll definitely tap in, man. Talk to y'all soon, man. Y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yep. Gone.